Yes, now statistics, all of you have brought the textbooks? So, second part of chapter 2 we take up today, that is tabulation. Silence now everyone. I said silence now, no one should be talking. So second part of the chapter we take up with tabulation. Earlier we had done with classification, now tabulation. Be attentive. The earlier part of chapter what we had done, classification. Okay, tell me, which are the two types of data? Quantitative and qualitative. Classification what we studied was for quantitative data and tabulation is for qualitative data. Tabulation is always done for qualitative data. Raise your hand. How do you represent the qualitative data? I mean, by attributes. Okay, not by numbers but by attributes. So those attributes, when you present in the form of rows and columns, it is called table. So table means the arrangement of data in the form of rows and columns. Okay, what is the meaning of table? Table is the arrangement of data in the form of rows and columns. And the process of making that table is called tabulation. Okay, the process of making that table is called tabulation. Normally, if you have only one attribute, then we make simple table. How do we make a simple table? Whatever attribute is given, you'll simply write it in row. Whatever single attribute is given, you'll write that attribute in row and its data, you'll write it on the right side. If there are two or more attributes, we call it as manifold table. Single attribute, we call it as simple table. Two or more attributes, we call it as manifold table. For two attributes, what you do is, one attribute, you write it in rows. One attribute, you write it in columns. And then you write the data. One attribute comes in rows, one attribute comes in columns. Maximum you will have question with 3 attributes. That is also manifold table. When there are 3 attributes, then what we will do is, one attribute will come in rows, one attribute will come in columns, third attribute will come in sub-columns. And again, you write the data. So you remember it this way. Repeat, first attribute in rows. Second attribute in columns. Third attribute in sub-columns. Maximum you will have 3 attributes. Is everyone clear with that? If it's a single attribute question, then only rows will be there. If there are 2 attributes in the question, then row and column. And if there are 3 attributes, then row, column and sub-columns. Understood this portion? So we can have either a simple table or a manifold table. Anyone who is not clear with this concept, raise your hand. So that on meaning. Give the heading in your notebook, tabulation. Second part of the chapter, tabulation. Read on. Arrangement of data in rows and columns. Arrangement of data in rows and columns is called table. Any confusions? Also, the process of making a table, the process of making a table is called tabulation. Are you okay with this? To stop further, tabulation is done for qualitative data. Tabulation is done for qualitative data. Next paragraph. Table made on the basis of single attribute is called simple table. Okay? Next paragraph. Table made on the basis of two or more attributes is called manifold table. Are you okay with it? Take out exercise 2, section C, page number 60, question 10. Exercise 2, section C, question 10, page 60. Be attentive. Understand the things first. Reading the question, we will try to identify what are the attributes involved. Demand of a certain item is classified as good, moderate and weak. Unlike demand, this is the first attribute. Demand is the first attribute, and which are the types of demands? Good, moderate and weak. Only one attribute is the demand. On the basis of study for entire year, it is known that the demand was moderate during 22 weeks, whereas the demand was weak during 18 weeks. Raise your hand. In 1 year, there are how many weeks? Raise your hand. Dhruvi? 52 weeks. In 1 year, there are 52 weeks. In 1 year, there are how many days? 365. If it's a non-leap year. And if it's a leap year, 366. Take out the calculators. Who all don't have the calculator, stand up? From tomorrow, everyone should be having the calculator. I'll be explaining you certain tricks in calculator which you'll not understand if you don't have it. Everyday accounts and statistics calculator must be there with you. If you don't have it, then if you are doing 8th question, this is which question? You'll do it 10 times. So if we are doing first question of any exercise, you people will be lucky. And by chance, if we are doing 17th or 18th question of any exercise, you are gone. Strictly, everyone must be having the calculator. Is that clear to every one of you? Yes. Sit down. Yes, do it 52 into 7. 52 weeks makes 364 days. 365 days means there are 52 weeks and 1 day. 366 days means there are 52 weeks and 2 days. But 53 whole weeks are not. So total, how many complete weeks are there in a year? 52. Understood that, everyone? Okay? Yes, so coming to that further, present this information in a table. Now, how shall we give the heading? Understand it first. We will write table showing single attribute which is demand. So, table showing demand of a certain item during the year. Okay, what heading will give? Table showing demand of a certain item during the year. How many attributes are there in this question? Only one attribute. What is that? Demand. Raise your hand who is not clear with that. All are clear? In the beginning we read demand of certain item is good, moderate and weak. So there is only one attribute, demand. And what are the types of demands? Good, moderate and weak. Any confusion with this? Only one attribute is there, that is demand. So demand we will write in rows. Means you'll mention that demand is either good, moderate or weak. Every attribute will have its total. Remember this throughout the chapter. Every attribute will have its total. I want systematic table with pencil, the columns should be done. Okay? And on the right side you'll mention the data which is number of weeks. On the right side we'll mention the data which is number of weeks. So this is one table you will have. Make the columns and give the headings, everyone. All of you are clear with this? Single attribute, so we are written only in rows. As I told you, first attribute will always come in rows. In the columns? Who all are still making it? Raise your hand. Now listen everyone, be attentive. It is given that demand of certain item is classified as good, moderate and weak. On the basis of a study for entire year, it is known that demand was moderate during 22 weeks. See here? Moderate during 22. So against moderate write 22. We have written number of weeks. Raise your hand who did not understand. All are clear with this? Demand was moderate during 22 weeks. So against moderate we mentioned that number of weeks are 22. Any confusion in this? Further if you read it, the demand was weak during 18 weeks. So against week we will write 18. Any confusion with this? Raise your hand who is not clear. Just now I discussed. How many weeks are there in the year? So total write 52. Understood that, everyone? Now be attentive, everyone. 22 plus 18 is 40. 22 plus 18 is 40. So 52 minus 40, 12 weeks the demand is good. Out of 52 weeks, 22 weeks is moderate, 18 weeks is weak. So how many weeks the demand will be good? 52 minus 40, 12. Raise your hand who did not understand this. Okay, once again, how is 12 obtained? 52 minus 40. Any confusion in that? So this is simple table. And so simple examples you will not have in exams generally. This is to start with, so we start with single attribute. Generally you will have in exams at least 2 or 3 attributes. Okay? Look at next page, section D, question 9. So all are clear with this kind of table? Question 9. Out of 40 persons working in an office, 60% are females and remaining 40% are males, unlike females. Means first attribute is gender. Be attentive. First attribute is gender. We'll write gender in rows, male, female, total. And remember, every attribute will have its own total. Once again, which is the first attribute in the question? Gender. And like, what were the types of demand? Good, moderate and weak. Which are the types of gender? Male, female. Raise your hand who did not understand this. All are clear with this? Further. 50% of males are married. Second attribute is marital status. That will come in columns. Married, unmarried, total. In the rows we will write male, female, total. In the columns we will write married, unmarried, total. By the way, any attribute can be written in rows. Any attribute can be written in columns. There is no thumb rule that you have to write first attribute only in rows. Even if you write married, unmarried, total in rows and male, female and total in columns, your table is correct. But what we will do is, we'll follow a fixed rule so that we don't get confused. Whichever first attribute comes in the question, we'll write it in rows. First attribute we'll write it in rows. Second attribute in columns. Third attribute in sub-columns. So confusion will not arise. We'll follow a simple straight rule. First attribute, rows. Second attribute, columns. Third attribute, sub-columns. Any confusion in that? Once again, 50% of males are married, whereas the ratio of married and unmarried females is 5:3. Present this information in a table. All of you agree with this? So, write down. Page 60, exercise 2, section D. Question number 6. Opposite of 6, 9. Okay. Now, how will we give the heading understanding? Write down table showing, which is the first attribute? So write gender wise. And which is the second attribute? And marital status wise. Classification of, if you see the first sentence, this all information is of persons working in an office. So persons working in an office. Understood the heading, everyone? Once again, which is the first attribute? So table showing gender wise. And second attribute? So and marital status wise. Classification of what information is given in the question? Persons working in an office. Now, put your pens down. See here. This will always classify first and second attribute. First attribute that will come in rows. Second attribute that will come in columns. First attribute is gender that we will write in rows. Second attribute is marital status that we will write in columns. Okay. Gender male, female, and total, not email, total, okay? Male, female, total. Status married, unmarried, and total. Understood this? Any confusions? And every attribute will have its total. So gender also has its total. Status also has its total. Understood that? First attribute gender comes in rows. Second attribute status comes in columns. Anyone who is not there with this? Make this table. Yes, this diagonal. Able to understand this what I am doing? Or if you are able to understand this, follow this. If you understand everything in schools, then you won't come here only, na? So let them continue teaching that way, don't worry. Now, listen, one technique of tabulation is, important element of tabulation is the most difficult topic if you don't follow a system of doing it. And it is the most easiest topic if you follow the things systematically. What is that systematically? With every one figure, you'll get two figures. With every one figure, you'll get two figures. Means at least two figures. And with every one number, you'll get at least two numbers. If you don't write that two figures or numbers, or even more, whatever is possible, then this will become the most complicated topic. So once we solve it, you'll understand what I'm exactly saying it. Okay? Calculators are there on the desk? Yes. Who all are still making the columns? 30 more seconds, start fast, not more than that. Keep in mind, we are doing accounts and stats period, it's not an arts period. Very, very beautiful things are not required, but systematic things are required, that's it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out of 40 persons, silence. Out of 40 persons working in an office, listen carefully. 40, we will write a grand total. Did you understand this? Out of 40 people working in an office, 40 we will write in grand total. Raise your hand who did not understand this. Now 60% are females. Take out calculator, do it. 40 into 60. Do you have percentage button or key? Press that. 24. Keep it untouched. After that, keep it untouched. Who is not able to get 24? Raise your hand. In calculator. You have the calculator? You have the calculator? Do it again. 40 into, no nonsense in between, into 60 and press percentage. What did you get? 24. All of you got 24? Now keep the calculator untouched, okay? What is given in the question? Read it. Out of 40 people working in an office, 60% are females. Female cannot be attended, otherwise I'll throw you out straight away. Pin drop silence when I'm doing anything. Out of 40 people, there are 60% females. So females total 24. 40 into 60%, 24 are females. Understood this or not? All are clear with it? 24 is there on the screen? Yes. Press minus. Equals to 16 are males. 16 are males. Who are able to get this? Please buy good quality calculator that we read. Yes. Once again do it. 40 into 60%. How much did you get? Press minus equals to 60. In Casio, maybe you press minus, you directly get the answer. Okay? Any confusion with this? Yes, silence. That's why I said bring calculators with you. I'll be explaining you certain tricks a bit. Now, see, just now I told you, pay attention here. Just now I told you. August, I'll be a little bit reasonable. Take it on $15. Darshan. Now it will remain on silent until $15. Yes, be attentive. So how did you get 16? 40 minus 24, 16. This is what I said, with every one figure, you'll get two figures. Means, as far as when you are doing tabulation, whenever you get one figure, work out and see which other figures can be directly obtained. Obtain that first. If you obtain that, you are doing it systematically. You will not face any problem. If you don't write this 16 right now and continue reading the next information, you will face trouble. Understood this? So how is this 16 obtained? 40 minus 24. Out of 40, 24 are females, so 16 are males. Further, remaining 40% are males, which we have got as 16. 50% of males are married. Now be attentive. Males are 16. 50% of males are married. So do 16 into 50%. See here, 50% of males are married. So within males, in married column you will write 8. Raise your hand who did not understand this. 50% of males are married. Plus minus equals to unmarried 8. This, if you don't write, you'll have trouble. With every one figure, you will get at least two figures. If you write that two figures immediately, you'll not have any trouble. If you write one figure and leave the other one, then you'll face trouble. Understood this or not, everyone? So, out of 16 males, 50% means 8 are married, and 16 minus 8, remaining 8 are unmarried. Who is not clear with this? You have the calculator? 16, what happened? 16 into 50%. What do you get? 8. Out of 16, 50%, that is 8 are married. Plus minus, how much do you get? Remaining 8 are unmarried. Are you all clear with this portion, everyone? Yes, Bhavya, if she is not clear, let her clarify the doubts.
But sir, उसने किया ही नहीं. उसका 9 आया था और उसके बाद उसने वापस क्लियर कर दिया, उसका 8 आया ही नहीं.
Try one more time. See, then you will face trouble in exams. And my test papers, if you don't perform properly, then you are totally gone. Every day after 5:30, you will sit here up till 8:30. We both will live together only after the class is over. So, if you don't get it, clarify the doubts. I am ready to explain it 10 times also. Do it 16 into 50%. Total rate. Plus minus. How much? 8. Did you get that? So out of 16, 50% 8 are married, and 16 minus 8, 8 are unmarried. Understood that? Everyone is clear up till here? Now see that further. Whereas the ratio of married and unmarried females is 5:3. Put your pens down. See, you know, females are 24. It is given in the question that out of 24 females, the ratio of married and unmarried is 5:3. Now raise your hand. What do you mean by the ratio 5:3? Raise your hand. What do you mean by the ratio 5:3? Jen, raise your hand. I said, don't directly answer. Yes.
मतलब कि अगर डिवाइड करेंगे ना उनको कोई पर्टिकुलर तो फिर 5:3 का सर रेशियो मतलब कि उस एक x यूनिट है उसको अगर दोनों से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो फिर ओरिजिनल अमाउंट मिलेगा.
Who else was speaking? 5:3, who else was speaking? Now listen carefully. Basic purpose of everyone opting for commerce is you are very much afraid of X. Otherwise you would have gone for science. Letter X. You all are very much afraid of x. That's why you opted for science. So as far as possible, when we solve the questions, x, y, a, b, will avoid. Now understand the simple way of doing it. What is 5 plus 3?
8.
5 is to 3 means 5 by 8, 3 by 8. What is 5 plus 3?
8.
5 is to 3 means 5 by 8, 3 by 8. What will be 3 is to 2? 3 by 5, 2 by 5. 3 plus 2, 5. So 3 by 5, 2 by 5. Understood that everyone? Panchika? Now, how we will get married is 24 into 5 divided by 8, 15. 24 into 3 divided by 8, 9. See, 15 plus 9, 24. Ratio 5 is to 3. 5 plus 3, 8. 5 by 8, 3 by 8. So 24 into 5 by 8, which comes to 15, are married. 24 into 3 by 8, which comes to 9, are unmarried. Cross check. 24 into 5 by 8. 24 into 5 by 8. 24 into 3 by 8. 9. Did you get this? So out of 24, 15 are married and 8 are unmarried. No need to make it complicated by assuming x, etc. It is a very simple process. Okay. One more thing. What do both these ratios have in common? Divide by 8 is common. Now do it as I am saying. 24 divide by 8 into 2 times. Press multiplication 2 times. Did you do that?
Yes.
What is the first number? 5. Press 5 equals to.
15.
Now directly press 3 equals to.
9.
Do it one more time. 24. What is common in both?
8.
Divided by 8 is common. Do divide by 8. Then press multiplication 2 times. Into 2 times. What happens is, when you do into 2 times, 8 remains in the memory of calculator. 8 remains in the memory of calculator. Now, first one we have to multiply with 5. So simply press 5 and equals to. You'll get 50. Second one is to be multiplied by 3. Simply press 3 and equals to. You'll get 9. So that's why I said bring the calculators with you and explain you those tricks in between. Is everyone clear with this ratio how to distribute it? Show these calculations below. What happened? So, did you understand the meaning of the ratio 5:3, everyone?
Yes, sir.
It is given in the question that married and unmarried in females are in the ratio 5:3. So, we have worked out that out of 24 females, 5:3 ratio means married are 15 and unmarried are 9. So now onwards, if the ratio comes, I directly ask you. I have already explained how to solve it. Okay? Now, what we will do is, in this table, females married, we got how much?
15.
So in females married, write 15. And females unmarried, how many did we get?
9.
So in females unmarried, write 9. Understood that? 8 plus 15, 23. 8 plus 9, 17. Total married 8 plus 15, 23. Total unmarried 8 plus 9, 17. Any confusion with this? So the main crux of solving the table is with every one figure, you'll get at least 2 figures. And if you try to get that immediately, you'll not have any figure. Okay? Look at same page, last question. Question 13. Now this one, I'll be asking you, and you'll be telling me where to write the figures. So be attentive. There are 1,000 buses used for, what are you people doing, Rotaries and Mayur? Where is your book? There are 1000 buses used for the public transport in Ahmedabad city. Of them, 350 are used as BRTS and remaining as AFTS. And like used, first attribute is use. That will come in rows. See here, use, BRTS, AFTS. Okay. Raise your hand who did not understand this. Once again, what is the first attribute?
Use.
What will you write in the rows for use? BRTS, AFTS, total. Further, out of total 400 and air conditioned buses. Second attribute is AC. Air conditioned, non-air conditioned, total. Okay, once again, what will you write in the columns? AC, air conditioned, non-air conditioned, total. Out of total 400 air conditioned buses, 250 were used as BRTS. Present this information in a suitable table. Understood this everyone? Two attributes. So write down table showing. Rima, what will we write table showing? Use wise. Or we write use wise. And Kushbu? Air condition wise. Okay. Table showing use wise and AC wise classification of buses in Ahmedabad city. Did all of you understand this heading? Now, we'll divide it in two parts. In the rows, we will write use, BRTS, AFTS, total. In the column, we will write AC, air conditioned, non-air conditioned. So everyone is able to understand how to place the attributes in rows and columns. First attribute in rows. Second attribute in columns. Third attribute in columns. That we'll see tomorrow, 3 attributes questions. Okay. Who are still making the columns? 1 more minute to it fast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There are 1000 buses used for public transport in Ahmedabad city. Shiv, where will we write 1000? Or will we write 1000 in grand total? Any confusions? Further, of them 350 are used as BRTS, but BRTS total 350. Any confusion with this? Raise your hand. Firdosh, what else can be obtained? As I said, with every one figure obtain at least 2 figures, then you will not have any trouble. Go systematically, you will not have trouble. Yes, do it 1000 minus 350. AFTS are 650. Raise your hand who did not understand 650 for AFTS. All are clear? Further, out of total 400 air conditioned buses, Patel, this one did. Me, Amit, me. Total 400 air conditioned buses. Where will we write 400? Read the sentence. You have the textbook? Why? Yes. I said yesterday that I will be starting with statistics today. Total 400 air conditioned buses, so air conditioned total you will write 400. Any confusion in this? Then, what is your name? Richa. What else can be obtained? Correct. Out of 1400 are air conditioned. So 1000 minus 400, 600 are non-air conditioned. Any confusion in this? As I said, with every one figure, obtain at least two. Go systematically, you will not have trouble. Okay, every one figure will get you two figures. Remember that. Further, I read it completely once again. Out of total 400 air conditioned buses, 250 were used as BRTS. Grishma? Where will we write 250? Yes. Out of total 400 air conditioned buses, 250 were used for BRTs. So BRTS and air conditioned you will write 250. Is everyone clear with this? Anyone having any doubt? Chakre, what next?
AMTS 150.
Yes, 400 minus 250, 150 are for AMTS. Did you understand how did we get 150 everyone? Amaya? 400 minus 250. Out of 400, 250 for BRTS. So 400 minus 250, 150 for AMTS. Anyone not clear with this? Amaya, what else can be obtained? $350 minus 250, 100. Out of 350 BRTS, 250 are air conditioned. So remaining 350 minus 250, 100 are non-air conditioned. Did you understand this? Ruchika, what else? Yes, either you can do 650 minus 150 or 600 minus 100. Both the ways you'll get 500. Even if you do 650 minus 150, you'll get 500. When you do 600 minus 100, you'll get 500. Understood this procedure, everyone? So, as I said, if you go systematically, it is not difficult. With every one figure, try to obtain at least two figures. Got it, everyone? Two questions are in homework in tabulation. Yes, every chapter gets over, it will be like that only. Once statistics chapter 2 is over, you'll get assignment of stats. We'll start with accounts. So stats assignment is to be done for the chapter which is over. And accounts regular chapter going on homework is to be done. So every chapter it will be like that only. We are doing stats doesn't mean you should forget accounts. Both should go parallel. Now we are doing statistics in class and you are revising accounts at home. That is going on. So every chapter will be like that only. Okay? Note down illustration 18 and exercise 2 section D question 14. This next after 13, 14. Section D. I mention it again, be attended. Homework. Illustration 18. Exercise 2, section D, question 14. Just 1 minute. Homework, any doubts? Ask them. You're winding up and going. Okay, before you ask the doubts, I will clarify certain things. Be attentive. General reserve means what? Understand it. You had that in the homework? See, boys, it is useless to ask. Girls, generally if you get the pocket money, do you save or not? Boys, it is useless to ask because whatever pocket money boys get, first 10 days it is over. I have also experienced that. First 10 days, boys are the richest people in the earth. And last 20 days, they are the biggest beggars. Please give me the money. 10 days, all the money gets over. So, you save some money. Same way, business also. whatever profit we earn, we save some profit and keep it aside. Everything owner does not take it back home. We save some profit so that if any adverse circumstances arise, we have sufficient funds to meet those circumstances. We call it as general reserve. It is a profit saved to face the adverse circumstances. Since it is a profit kept aside, it is nominal. Okay, general reserve is the profit kept aside, so it is nominal amount. Now raise your hand, doubts. Yes. Royalty, okay. This is very interesting. Dear reader, who is Lata Mangeshkar, all of you know? Who was Raj Kapoor? Actor, director, producer, everything. I tell you a factual incident, dear reader. This incident is of 1970s. When you were not even born. Okay? Even your parents might not have been born at that time. 68. Okay. So, dear reader, this is the incident of 70s where earlier singers used to be paid lump sum amount. Means you sing one song, at that time they used to be given 800 rupees, 1000 rupees for one song. But not bus. In 70,000 rupees is like today's 1 lakh. Have you seen old Golmaal? Amul Palekar? He was a chartered accountant. And when he got the salary of 800, he was more than happy. 800 per month. At that time, value of money was like that only. Movies could be seen for 1 rupee, 2 rupee. At that time. So at that time it's a big amount. However, let us come back to the main topic. So here, Lata Mangeshkar said to Raj Kapoor, I will not take this 1000 or 2000 rupees. At that time, we did not have CDs and DVDs. We used to have cassettes. Okay? Those cassettes had two sides, A and B. A will store maximum 6 songs. B side will store maximum 6 songs, total 12 songs. We used to buy those cassettes from the market where 2 movie songs could be accommodated. One movie song on one side, 6 songs, another movie on the other side. It could be repaired also easily. If it is stuck up in between, open it, put the pen, circle it, round it, and the tape will start working. So that kind of cassettes were available, and each cassette was sold for some 15-20 rupees. So Lata Mangeshkar said, I will not take 1000 or 2000. For every cassette, I want 1 rupee. For every cassette sold in the market, I want 1 rupee. India's population is always in billions. And at that time also cassettes sold in the market were like easily 1 lakh, 2 lakh cassettes in the market were sold. She said every cassette 1 rupee means if 2 lakh cassettes are sold, I don't want 1000 or 2000, I want 2 lakh rupees. Depending on whatever number. Yes, if 500 cassettes are sold, my songs are very bad, then give me only 500. But Raj Kapoor denied, no, I will not give you that. For 2-3 years, he worked without her. All the movies flopped. No songs were hit. Finally, he had to accept her terms and conditions. He said, I'll give you 1 rupee per cassette, but please come and sing the songs. That is royalty. Per cassette, what you are charging is royalty. Normally, royalty comes for patents, trademarks, copyrights. This was for copyrights. So suppose, let us say that Harmeet writes a book on accounts. And we all study from that book of accounts. He will say to the publisher, for every book sold, suppose it is 80 rupees. He says, for every book sold, I want 10 rupees. So whatever number of books are sold in the market, this is royalty. So royalty paid is an expense, received is an income, it is a nominal amount. Nothing is given means you assume it is paid. So it is an expense. You always pay royalty for patent, getting the patents, trademarks, copyrights. If you today say to the Nike, will use your symbol, they'll say, okay, whatever number of shoes you produce and sell, for every shoes I want 200 rupees. Then what is that 200 you are paying for every shoes? Royalty. So generally you pay royalty for trademarks, patents or copyrights. Nominal amount. What else?
Expense of good distributed as
Expenses given na nominal account. Advertisement expenses nominal account. Yes. Loan is always personal. Loan is personal, but loan's interest is nominal. Loan is personal, but loan's interest is our expense, that is nominal. Telephone deposit is a representative personal account. It represents telephone company. Yes.
unpaid salary.
Prefix is added.
Represent.
Representative personal account. Debenture. Debenture is investment real account. But debentures interest is our income nominal account. Only debenture is real. Debenture interest is nominal. Ramayana is over, and you are asking who is Ram and who is Sita. Just now I explained, boys don't save the pocket money. Girls only save it. Business saves the profit. That saved profit is called general reserve. It is a nominal account because it is profit. Profit is nominal. Incomes and gains. Okay. However, ask me if you have any doubts there. No problem. Okay. Is everyone clear with this? Once again. Certificate, real investments. In the chart I made you write certificate patra. Certificate patra are real investments. Yes. Any other doubts? Ask it without hesitation. Is that all? Okay, so remaining we'll see tomorrow. Most probably, day after tomorrow, you will have to come at 2:30 for journal entries. So then you can do something in school exams. I'll inform you tomorrow.
Sir, your mobile. Hey, yaar. Ayaw mo,